Welcome to this review by Mega Train Lover. Now this is the second item I brought at the London Festival of Railway Modelling, and this is by far the most special item I brought. Now, as you can see, it's a locomotive that's by Hornby. No prizes for guessing that. Also no prizes for guessing that it's a P2, and you can clearly tell it's a P2 because it's much larger than all the other LNER locomotives. But what's really special about this is that, here you go, TTS sound, which stands for Twin Track Sound. Now, what is TTS sound? Basically, TTS sound is DCC sound, the budget version, basically. It's much cheaper than regular DCC sound, so while this only costs £150, excuse me, while this only costs £150, regular DCC sound would probably make this cost £250. So yeah, and there's also more functions on TTS sound, but it's also a bit more basic than DCC sound in a way, because you can only play two sounds at the same time, whereas with DCC sound you can play multiple sounds at the same time. So yeah, but as you can see, this is not going to be an ordinary review because it is special. If we turn to the back, you do get loads of information on what TTS sound is. So the sounds are very realistic, but the system itself is a bit more simplified. And you can also run this in DC, but the sounds won't work. If you run this on DC or analog, the engine will move, but the sounds won't run, basically. But the sounds won't work, basically. Now, six of the P2s were built between 1932 and 1934, and they were built to work the Edinburgh to Aberdeen route. And only 6 of them were built, and the first 2 were built with this very distinctive front end. But the last 4 were built with the streamlined front end, which was found on the A4s. In fact, the first 2 were rebuilt with the streamlined front end sometime later. But then by 1944, all of them had been withdrawn. And currently, the P2 Steam Locomotive Company are building a new one, a whole new one, just like Tornado, which should be in service by around 2020, and it will be number 2007 and named Prince of Wales. So that should be exciting. This particular one is in fact the first one built, number 2001 and named Cock of the North. If we turn around to the side, its product code is R3246 TTS LNER London and North Eastern Railway 282. So 2 pony truck wheels at the front, 8, not 4, not 6, 8 driving wheels and 2 trailing wheels at the back. So 8 driving wheels, plenty of power. In fact, this was one of Britain's most powerful steam locomotives ever. It's just a shame that they've all been withdrawn because it's such a beautiful engine. It's called Cock of the North, as I mentioned, and it's DTS sound decoder fitted. Now, this is in the new style Hornby packaging, which simply remove the outer sleeve like so. We put that to one side, and here is the locomotive. Oh god, she already looks beautiful. Now, she has been out of the box and I've given her a test run, but other than that, everything else is intact. So all the detailing packs are all intact. So let's remove the locomotive carefully from the box. Let's put it to one side. And inside you get a couple of sheets. First of all, you get this, which is the instructions for the P2 class. Now, we've all seen these a million times, but it's important to refer to these. So it's just the basic stuff: where to fit lubrication, where to fit the accessories, where the DCC chip goes, how to remove the body, where the brake rods go. So yeah, it's important to refer to these if you need to replace something on the engine or repair it. So yeah, but let's put that to one side. And here you have this, which is the instruction sheet for this particular locomotive, the digital sound. Now if we open this up, you can see all the functions here. So let's focus. Function 0 is head and tail lights, which are not fitted to the locomotive, but if you do fit some to the locomotive, then it will work. Function 1 is background steam, so basically the sound which it makes when it moves along and is idle. F2 is chime whistle long, F3 is chime whistle short, F4 is chime whistle 2 bursts, and F5 is chime whistle passing. F6 is wheel slip, F7 is coal shoveling, F8 is blowdown, F9 is safety valve, F10 is injector, F11 is cylinder cock, F12 is brake, F13 is blower, F14 is guard's whistle, F15 is coupler clank, F16 is fireman's breakfast. I mean, that was common practice on the railways. F17 is toggle sound mode between chuffing and coasting. F18 is auxiliary lighting. Now, of course, because this engine doesn't have lights pre-fitted, they won't work. In fact, because I only have a Hornby Select, I can only do up to F8, which is blowdown. But, oh well, at least I do have the whistles, which is very important. And there's loads of information here, CVs, and on the back tons of info. I mean, look at that. Can't even fit onto the chair. The ends of the paper literally hangs off the chair. Loads of information, loads. Even information on how to make realistic noises. It's wonderful. Absolutely brilliant. Well done, Hornby. But now, let's get on to the main article, the engine itself. Now, all you have to do is slide off this outer sleeve, put it to one side, and you get the detail packs. So this is the detail pack. So you get the brake rods, some brake pipes, various bits of other details like cylinder cocks and whatnot. So yeah, I'll be adding some of those later. And here you have the etched nameplates which have to go on the engine. Now the engine already has the nameplates printed on, but these are the metal versions that have to be separately stuck on to basically enhance the appearance of the model. Let's put that to one side, and here's the engine itself. So let's lift off the flap. And I must tell you, be very, very careful. The engine and the tender are permanently attached by wire. So make sure you lift them both out at the same time, like so. Let's put it down. And let's put this down, and here we go. Oh, let me just hold it. It's difficult to hold because she's just so big. There you go. Wow. Just look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, there's no words to describe excuse me, there's no words to describe it. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. If we look at the front end, wow, you can see the smoke box doors very similar to Flying Scotsman, and if you notice, it's actually slanted, which is very interesting. And you get the whistle at the front and a double chimney, which is very nice. And I love the shape of the smoke box. It's very interesting. It's sort of like pre-streamlining, if you like. There's the name, Cock of the North. These are the printed ones, but you can fit the edge nameplates on. Lovely handrails running along both sides of the boiler. The wheels are brilliant, and look at this very interesting sort of valve gear, if you like. You get the connecting rod beneath, but then you have this very interesting, I can't really show you because of the lights, but there you go, you can see that. There you go, so you can see this black bar which actually rotates in real life, and that turns the wheels in a way. But you can see the cylinders there in the front pony truck. The buffers are not sprung, but oh well, the beauty of the locomotive makes up for that. There's a number, 2001. The roof vents do not open, but they are open, which is a nice touch. Lovely safety valves, and if we turn to the other side, which is very, very difficult, on the other side it looks pretty much the same, except you get this extra piece of equipment. I'm not too sure what it is, but it's a nice touch. And once again you get the very interesting valve gear right there. If we turn back, oh dear, I don't want to damage anything. She's just so fragile, so big. Okay, so you can remove the tender through that plug just there, but I'm not going to. I don't want to end up damaging the wire, and then she's basically useless. If you look in the cab, you can see that it's not painted. You can barely see it. There you go. So you can see that the detail is there, but it's just not painted. But still, it's very nice. So as well as the wires, you get the bar, which is actually screwed onto the tender, whereas on other models you can actually remove it. But it's nice. LNER, as you can see, it's an 8-wheel tender. It looks like a pretty standard LNER tender, but I'm not too sure if it is. Lovely coal load in the water filler. You get the front of the tender, which is where the coal comes out. You get the brake rods already fitted on the tender because they're on the exterior. And you get the back of the tender. Once again, no sprung buffers, but oh well. You do get an M coupling and the footsteps up to the water tank filler. So yeah, all in all, it's beautiful. I mean, look at it. Okay, so I'm just going to stop talking and let you look at this model for yourselves. You see, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it just leaves you speechless, and she definitely stands out of the crowd. I mean, look at it. What other steam locomotive has this front end shape? I mean, it does. The shape of the engine is actually based on the Hush Hush, which was an experimental steam locomotive designed by Gresley, which basically had a water tube boiler, but yeah, it had a very similar sort of wedge shape. But wow, it's absolutely beautiful. There's no words to describe it. It's beyond beautiful. I mean, if there was a word beyond beautiful, it's that. It's brilliant. You even right down to the little works plate there, which reads. Let me just read it. It reads Doncaster, which is obviously where she was built, and where pretty much every other LNER express engine was built, like Flying Scotsman, Mallard, all those. They were all built at Doncaster. So yeah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But now we're going to go on to the most exciting part, which is actually testing out the sound function on the locomotive. So here we are on the layout, and here is Coga de North. Beautiful P2 class. Now, she has so many wheels, it's a bit difficult to put her on, but with a bit of practice, there you go. She's on the track. Now, she is a TTS sound locomotive, And we're going to get the instruction sheet. Now I already tested her, and she does run beautifully, absolutely beautifully. But let's select her number, which is number 33, I do believe. Let me just check my book. Yep, she is number 33. And let's see the first sound function, which is function F1. Here we go. Oops, that was a bit of a whistle there. There we go. Beautiful. So the whistle you just heard is the passing whistle. Let's hear the long whistle, which is F2. Wow. It's a bit weird. F3 now. Really does seem to like doing the F5, doesn't it? F4 now. Oh. Sorry. Okay. Well. Now we're not going to do the other ones. Although I will do F6, which is real slow. Oh, it doesn't seem to want to do it. Oh well. Let's just see it running, shall we? So here we go. Wow, look at that. If you just turn up the speed. Wow. I'm just not going to say anything. I'll let you listen to the noises. Wow, what can I say? Absolutely beautiful. Really is stunning. Well, what can I say? I recommend her. That's all I'm telling you. I recommend her. That's the only thing I'm saying in conclusion. There's just no words. She's just such a gorgeous engine. Worth every penny. But anyway, thanks for watching this review, and see you later. Bye bye.